All the same, first let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Tsung Kung. Homage to the 16th Karmapa, His Holiness, and to Master Tupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, the Red Manohara Vasudhara, the goddess who attracts wealth. Sunu, Tuten Siddhi Rinpoche, all Dhamma masters, Dhamma educators, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma instructors, Dhamma assistants, all disciples present here and over the internet, and our participating VIPs today are from Taiwan government, the Chief Secretary, Mr. Tseng Pei-fu, and Mrs. Tseng. The academician from Academia Sinica, Professor Zhu Ziyi and Mrs. Zhu. And from the Zhongshan Medical College Affiliated Plastic Surgery Department, the head of the department, Mr. Zheng Senglong, Dr. Zheng Senglong. And Troubadour School Scholars Group and Medical Group. Law advisors to the Troubadour Foundation, Ms. Jennifer Zhou. And the rep to the council from Tainan City. And the general manager from the Jingyi Enterprise, Mr. Wu Guantou, the president. Mr. Zhu Jingsui and Mrs. Zhu. The president of the Worldwide Lotus Light Charity Society, Master Changren. And the director of the Lotus Light Charity Society of Taiwan, Mr. Li Chunyang. From Vietnam, the Reverend Tenzin Pama. And also from Vietnam, and the Lama Tukha Sangpo Tenzin. And from CTI TV Taiwan, producers for the Geni Dian Sang Sin Dhamma Sister Rebecca Xiaqi. And the producers for the Great Perfection Dharma, Havaja Exposition and Dharma Messages of Tantayana, Master Lin Yi, and the host, Dharma Sister Peiju. And the host for Lamdre and Sutra of Perfect Enlightenment, Master Lien Hai. My sister Lu Song Mei. My sister Lu Guoyin and her husband. And my sister, Miss Lu Guoyin and her husband. And thank you to the from Taipei Huashan Dancing Auction Center, the President Ma Sun Zong, for his donation of 100,000 NT dollars. Good afternoon, everybody. How do you do in Taiwanese?
Good afternoon and domo konnichiwa. Miss book and hola amigo que quedó mucho. 大家好。
How do you do, everybody?
我们今天做的法会是公财天理的法会。
So the ceremony today is that of the Manohara Vasudhara, the goddess who hooks on wealth. And as I have said before, that is a transformation of the Amitabha Buddha of the Western Paradise. She's 16-year-old with her red body, and her right hand is holding a Vajra hook, and her left hand is holding the treasure spewing mouse. And seated on the lotus throne, looks very beautiful and marvelous. And on her head, she's wearing a precious crown, and she's wearing precious jewels with the celestial garment. This deity was sculpted by the 10 Directional Center of Hong Kong, and they sculpted 10 statues that Grandmaster had blessed. Very responsive. Very responsive. As I said before, there's a Dharma sister. What's her name? I forgot again. Ying. So she's called Ying's Dharma sister, and she's learned how to hook with the Manohara's hook, and every day she hooks and hooks and hooks, and she continually won prizes for 3 years, twice a month. Whether it's the big prize, the medium prize, or the small prize, she never missed once, and continuously for 3 years. And she was relying on the hook, the Vajra hook, and as she hooked, the treasure spewing mouse would open its mouth. And what I saw today, oh my God, Amitabha. Today, I really saw that what Red Manohara treasure mouse spewed was all gold, and the American US dollar bills, the Franklin, and also the 1,000 anti-dollar bills. So we are really fortunate again.
告诉大家一则新闻，也许大家都看过了。
There's a news, maybe you've seen it. Please raise your hand. Oh, everybody have known the news. But let me tell you,
这个我们有一场法会，
there was a ceremony, the 10-directional arrow shooting of the Gurugule Buddha Mother, and Sinlong attended.
我们在2013年
On 2013, we also performed this Manohara Homa ceremony, and Sinlong also attended. And he attended many times. At that time, he made a CD, and he also attended the Longevity Buddha's ceremony. And I took out some money to buy his CD. CD. What's CD? With his picture and his songs. Was it DVD? I don't know. Whatever D.
这个他本人啊，第一个求我，
and he himself asked for first, no long, to break up with his former girlfriend. He wanted to break up, and I said, sure, you can use the Vajra hook of Manohara to hook her away. And then he had a second request. He wished to marry the dancer Liu Zhen, and he asked me, and I said, sure, you use the Vajra hook of Manohara to hook her to you. And she did come. So the old girlfriend left, and the new girlfriend came, and then I helped them on the 6th floor to perform the secret wedding blessing in front of the altar on the 6th floor to perform the wedding ritual for Sinlong and Liu Zhen. And not long afterwards, they came again, and I asked, what are you asking for now? And they said they were wishing for a child, and I give them blessing, and sure, they had children. And one time at a gratitude dinner banquet, he performed and sang that song,
举着
I
勾
love you.
裁天女的手印，
And he raised the hook, the mudra of
勾
Manohara,
勾勾
and
勾
kept
勾
hooking
勾
and
旁
hooking
边
and
几个
hooking.
几个在旁边跟着他这个陪唱的，也是一直勾勾
And
勾
then there were
勾。
also several around him
好了，
accompanying
请
the
了这
performance,
2年，
also hook and hook
2
and hook
年
and
多
hook.
他没有来。
And then for over 2 years he never appeared again.
我说没有出现也无所谓啊，有没有出
And I
现
thought that's
都不
okay
要紧，
too.
对不
Doesn't
对？
matter whether you
现在
come or
他还是
not,
弟子，
as long as
这
he's
个
still
弟
a
子他是
disciple.
承认的，他说他是师尊
And
的弟子。
he admitted that he is Grandmaster's disciple, Sinlong.
看了电视
And I watched the news
才知道他
on
勾
TV
勾勾勾勾
that
裁天女。
I learned that he also hook
第一
with
奖
Manohara's hook.
台湾的第一
He won the first prize of
有
Taiwan.
人说是2亿，
Some people said it was 200 million,
4亿，
and some people said 400 million.
是2亿对还是4亿？
And I'm not sure whether it's 200 or 400.
2亿，
And he himself said it's 1.2.
用光了。
I mean 120 million, and he almost spent it all. But now I'm telling Sinlong, please don't be scared. Grandmaster does not need your money, does not want money from you.
有同门打电话给他，
And a disciple made the phone call to him,
我是师尊的弟子，
and he or she said,
加持。这样2
he
亿
said
话
that
就够了。
I'm the Grandmaster's disciple, and thank you for his blessing, for Grandmaster's
这
blessing.
2句话就回本了。
This is enough. These 2 statements are
电
enough.
视啊，你得了第一，
And I saw in the news that you won the first Lotto prize,
居然连师尊都不告诉，
and yet you didn't even tell Grandmaster.
抖起来，抖了2年，
And
都
you
在花你的
you've been
钱，
hiding for over 2 years, spending your
够不
money.
够意思啊？
So, are you?
当初你要断掉你的那个旧的女朋友，也是师尊帮你断的。
What? You wanted to break up with your old girlfriend, and Grandmaster helped. And you wanted to marry Liu Zhen, and I helped you hook her to you. And then
还要师尊帮你，
you wanted Grandmaster to help you have a child,
孩子也生了，
and you've had a child, and you've married Liu Zhen, and you have broken up with the old girlfriend,
一样
and your CDs too,
三一滴，
whatever D
我也买了，而且我掏
I've
得出啊，
brought,
掏出所有
and
2000块钱的一大叠的，我跟你买
and I
CD，
give you all the $2,000 bills, all of them, to buy all your CDs.
我
Remember?
走到他的摊位面前来，
I went to his booth
买
to
他的
buy his CDs,
他的词，
his song albums,
就是他的唱片，他的唱片，
his
买他的
albums,
唱片，英文版，买他
the
的
English
词我
version.
拿出2000块一大叠给
And I
我
give
说多少
him
钱
all the $2,000 bills that I had,
好
a
几万
stack of it, quite a lot of
你
money.
有没有还本啊？
So did you return that at least?
你中了第一大乐彩，
And you won the first
师尊
prize
加
of
持你，勾
lottery,
裁天女加持你，
and Grandmaster's blessing and Manohara's blessing
偷偷花你
to
的
you,
钱，花光了
and you just spend your own money secretly, and then
要求什么？
you appear
现在大家
again.
知道了嘛？大家
Grandmaster is not asking for anything. You all know
让你得到
that this goddess who hooks wealth can let you win the first
人
prize,
家算的哦，
whether
一
it's
般的
400
人家给
million,
他算，你那个号码在那一段时间中的只有4亿，没有2亿，
that
而且没
during
有
that
1亿
period of time,
啊，
that it
1.2
was
亿，
only
没有
over
1.2
400
亿，
million. It's not 200 million
不是
or
2
no
亿，就是
120
4亿，
million.
就是我
So
们的同门歌手兴隆
the one who won 400 million or 200 million was our disciple, our fellow disciple, Sinlong,
第一特奖，当然是
over 2
第一特奖，
years ago. The first prize.
那很多人给他算是4亿，
And lots of people calculated
4亿也没奖，2亿也没奖，1.2亿也没奖，钱花光了他才奖。
he didn't say anything about the 120 million, 200 million, 400 million. He only talked about it after he spent it all. Actually, he didn't say it. It was his friend,
我告诉
Wu
你，
Zhonglun.
勾财天女，
So,
他那个晚会就是在那边勾，
but during that dinner banquet,
勾，
he formed that mudra with the finger and hook, hook, hook,
他就唱
and then a few girls accompanying him.
Love you，
And he sang this song.
我不知道唱的对不对，
Was that right? I don't know.
他就唱那条歌。那是在什么晚会？
Which gratitude dinner banquet was that?
哎，在香华雷藏寺
Oh, at the Xianghua Lizang Temple's gratitude dinner.
爱染明王的法会，
After the Ragaraja ceremony
勾财天女，有没有？
for the
他有受
fortune.
过勾财天女的那个灌顶，是在哪一年？
And he had also received empowerments for the Manohara
2013年，
in 2013.
2013年2月23日，
February
他受过勾财
23rd,
天女的灌顶，
2013, he received the empowerment of
受
Manohara.
灌顶了，
So today, that the fact that you're receiving her empowerment, Amitabha.
哎，中了，当然不要讲，
Of course, if you win,
跟师尊讲，
don't make it public. Just secretly tell Grandmaster. Or even if you don't tell
包过来
Grandmaster,
也可以的。
you can just throw a bag here, right?
同门兴隆歌手，
So our fellow disciple, this song artist Sin Long,
搞不清
won the first prize, whether it's 200 million or 400 million.
你是第一大奖。
It was the first prize.
我那时候在勾台天女的时候，不是讲
Hundreds of millions.
那个天降那个财啊，那个
And at the time I did say
水
that,
这样子下来的，
you know, the riches that came from heavens almost buried me,
没有压到我，压到你。
but it buried you, and you didn't even tell.
这一次的勾台天女法会，你如果
So, but let me tell
中
you,
大乐透，
if you win the first lottery prize for this Manohara ceremony today,
还是不要讲。
please don't tell.
我告诉你，丢一包给我就可以了。
Just throw it back to me. That's good enough.
那么刚开始的时候，我没有想说跟
In the beginning,
兴隆这个
I didn't
我不会跟他要什么钱。
didn't want anything from this disciple, Xinglong and Liu Zhen.
我碰到你，
However, if I meet you again in the future,
10块钱的铜板，
please at least give me a $10 coin.
10块钱的铜板就可以了。
That's good enough.
安那个是有意思，
This is just a gesture.
我不要多，
I don't need too much,
10块钱，
but you need to show the gesture.
10块钱铜板现在可以买什么？
So a $10 coin can buy what these days?
买一个茶叶蛋可以，买一个茶叶蛋。
A tea egg.
谢谢你了，兴隆先生。
Thank you, Mr. Xinlong.
这是真的中奖哦！我告诉你，很多中奖。
So he did win lotteries. So not just Xinlong, actually many who won lottery prizes and didn't say anything and spent it all by himself or themselves. Not just Xinlong. Okay, now let me consult it. How many? Now I know. There are still 2 people who have never said anything about it.
加上那兴隆刚好3个，
And with Xinglong, there are 3 who didn't say anything.
没有讲是因为吴宗宪爆料的时候，这个电视新闻。
And because Wu Zongxian made the slip of the tongue, so it was in the news. But there are 2 more disciples who won the first huge prizes, who had never leaked a word until now. So I know as soon as I consult it. And then when I get home, I will check what's your name, what your names are. The ones who didn't say. There were 3 of them, not just Xinglong. Among 3 people, there must be my teacher. It's forgivable, because if you make it public, sometimes you would be sought after. That in America, who won the first mega bucks, that was about 55 million US dollars, or 190 NT dollars, and 190 million NT dollars. His name was Lian Hua Sobai, and he offered 100 US dollars to Grandmaster. And because there was a master who kept going after them, and they just didn't know what to do, finally they went into hiding. Until now, they never reappeared again. And that master, there's no need to mention her anymore. Which one was it? Now I can say it. That was Master X. She kept going after them until they had nowhere to go. So finally they went into hiding. So as a master, although if you know someone won a lottery, you can just say, well, just make a gesture. That's good enough. That the first prize winner was really, really poor. He was a laborer, like a temporary worker. He had no money, so $10 was a lot to them. So making an offering of $100 was a lot already, and they bought and they bought a really huge, luxurious mansion and invited me to eat watermelon. They did invite me to their house. Did Simu go? No. And I know Master Lianing went too. Who else have been there? The house of Lian Hua So Mai. Only Master Lianing. I know Master Lianing went, and I went too. And they offered a big plate of fruit to me. Really, how sweet is the watermelon? So why did Manohara, why does Manohara have such great power? Because in the heavenly realm, in Western paradise, in the Buddha lands, so the emanation of the Buddha with the greatest power is Manohara Vasudhara, the goddess who hooks wealth. As I have said, the Western paradise, the treasure trees with the precious jewels was being hooked by Manohara from Huayan Pure Land to the Western paradise. And the Kanluwang Pusa, which is the Ambrosia Bodhisattva, his ambrosia was all hooked by Manohara. And that became the Maha Twin Lotus Ponds. And that's the 8 meritorious water hooked by Manohara from the Ambrosia Bodhisattva. So the 8 meritorious water was all ambrosia. And from Triyam Tamsa, she hooked on all the precious pearls and the golds all over the covering the ground. In the Western paradise, the grounds are all made of gold. As long as you gain spiritual union with Manohara, you can hook anything. You can hook anything that you wish for, that your heart's desire. Once you gain spiritual response with her, it's the same as you are gaining spiritual union with Amitabha Tathagata. Once you gain spiritual union with her, it's the same as you gain spiritual union with Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. Once you gain spiritual union with her, it's the same as gaining spiritual union with Mahastama Prapta Bodhisattva. She was emanated from the heart of Amitabha Buddha, the red Manohara Vasudhara. And in Tibet, not very many people practice this deity. Only our True Buddhist school practice this goddess who hooks well. Very unique and special. Very special and outstanding. First, she can make you be happy and get what you desire for, and she can also cure your illnesses, to hook away all your ailments and to hook health toward you, and naturally you would live a long life. So this deity is also a longevity deity. So she does not hook only on wealth, but she can hook anything in the world. She can
不
hook
好的给它
marriage,
勾掉，
and she
把好
can
的
hook
勾到
away
你
the
身
bad
里，
one and hook to you the good one.
你这个敬爱就圆满啊，敬爱就
Then
圆
you
满，
would have
敬
perfect
爱就圆满。
love and harmony.
它能断能勾，
So
能
she
断
can
能
break
勾，
and she can hook.
所以它的这个力量非常的大。
So
敬爱
she
就圆满，
has tremendous
有
power
资粮增长，
also for
啊，资粮，
magnetization.
你勾你的资
And
粮
you can
增长，
increase your good
勾敬
fortunes,
爱会圆满。
and you can
勾
hook
这
on
个
the
使身体
perfect
健
love
康，
and harmony,
身体健
and
康，
also
也会长
good
寿。
health and longevity.
啊，没有生小孩的，你用这个金
If you
刚
have
钩
children, you can use her
勾
Vajra
天
hook
上的这个
to
莲花童
hook
子，就勾到你
the
的
lotus
肚子里
youth
面。
from the
你
heavens
生
into
出来
your
的小
womb,
孩子就是莲花童
and then
子，
the child you give birth to would be the lotus youth or Padma Kumara.
它也能够让你
And she
财
can
子
also
寿全部都圆满的
let you
子
have
孙啊，一共有
everything,
10尊哦。
wealth, children,
哎，
and longevity.
那
There are
个
a total
看
of
你
10
要买要快哦，
statues. So if you want to
要
buy,
买要快哦，10尊
please
而
be
已哦，
fast.
不然就没有了。好，听说这个是
I heard
赞助
that
13单位的，只有10尊是要赞助13单位的。
this is to for charity work donated to the
佛
charity.
才给你很伟大，
Only
你看
10 statues. This is truly great.
这个中奖兴隆啊，兴隆啊，
So the first prize winner,
你是一个
Sinlong,
隐形的
Sinlong. You are
隐
a
形的
hiding
中了
dragon.
奖，你也要
You
跟我们
won the
让我们
prize,
高兴一下，对不
and
对？
you should let
就
us
是让
know
我
to make us happy, make me
啊，
happy.
让我会讲出去，但是我不会讲你的名字，
Then
也不讲你住在哪
I
里，
will
但
say,
是
but
人
I
家
will not
爆料你才知道。
say your
另外
name
还有
or
2个，
your address. Now
2个
we
也
know
可以讲
because
的，
somebody
中
else
了第一大乐透的，
told.
第一奖
But
的，
now there are 2 more. First prize winner
在你的手
who didn't say anything. Go back home and
在
count
我
your
们
money.
生活中真是中奖中啊，啊，这是中
Oh,
奖
and
的。
so our Tribhuda school
最近啊，
first
最
prize
近已经
winners.
有一个中了第一奖的，
Recently, there was someone who won the first prize. There were 2
都知道的，
who
这是已经
the known ones,
另外第二奖的也中了一个，
and then there was one who won the second prize.
第一奖，
So now the known ones are 2 first prize winners
第一
and
奖
1
第二奖是
second prize winner.
2个，另外还有2个没有奖，
And one person won the first and second prize,
啊，兴
and
隆
then the other
兴隆
one
就
who
3
didn't say.
个，
And then
不
with
是电
Sindong,
视报道，我们是不知
if
道
it
还有中奖，
wasn't in the news, we wouldn't have
是
known.
埋没了你的名声。
So you really cover your fame.
啊，我再讲一点这个道理。
Now let me talk a little bit about Lamdre.
这个开始的时候，他第一个章
In
节
the beginning,
立宗，立宗，
the first chapter is talking
立
about
宗的意思是，
establishment of the school.
我们好像
The meaning
跟
is
出不了 school， 就是
like True Buddha school.
出不了 school 就是立宗。那么立宗以后呢，他有解释这个思境，思境
And
不是一个法
the
师，
explanation,
因为这个
this is not like the name of a Dharma
这
teacher.
个佛，
As a Buddhist
有
disciple,
些出家人
if you enter the Sangha,
法号前面就加一个师，
then
加一个师。
in front of the Dharma name, there would be the
师
Si,
的意思是解释，
the name Si.
解
But here is exposition on homage.
刚刚有敬礼什么？
Like just now, Grandmaster paid homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming, to Master Sakya Tsung Kong, the Jung Rinpoche, to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Drupten Dorji, the homage to the lineage.
他解释这个敬礼，
So, exposition or explanation on the homage
金刚上师
to the Vajracharya who has broken off the
什么
externals
意思啊？
and increased the marvels. What's the meaning?
这就是我们刚刚讲的第一种上师。
That's what we just said. The first kind of guru, of
外
master.
断是懂得外
The explanation
在
here
外内，在他的心
is the one who understood the outer dharma, and from the conduct
的
is
金刚上师，
to break off
一切的
the outer worlds
所谓的游戏，
and to break off all the games.
我们出家人一般来讲，阿
The renunciates or the acharyas
佛
first
陀的戒律
would abide by the precepts of the Buddha.
最重要。
That's most important.
这个诸善奉行，
That
诸善奉行，
do all goods.
每一种善事你都要做，
You
每
need
一种
to
不好的
do
事情
all good
你都要断掉
deeds, and you need to stop all bad things.
不好的事情你都要断掉。这样
So you need to cut off all the bad things.
断掉
So you pay homage to this kind of Vajracharya
这个是
who has broken off all the evils.
还能够断
Then
掉
we
所有
need to
的
pay
游戏
homage to him. He could break off all the games
让身体清净。
to keep the body pure.
第一个这一种上师，
This kind of Vajracharya, you need to pay homage.
就是金刚上。
That's Vajracharya or Vajra masters.
外断真奇这四个字，一般人看不懂。
So, Wai Tuan Zeng Qi, most people will not
把
understand,
自己的
which
身
is
体
broken off,
一切的行止，
that
能
his
够增加
own
起
body
全部
can stop all the games and anything that
金刚上真正的金刚上
in
是对财、
that is tempting
对事
or marvelous have been broken off.
孔子
So a
讲
true Vajracharya
啊
will not
色性也
have any desire for wealth,
孔子应该讲
for sex,
就是财食色性也。
so it should be towards
所以
wealth,
是这样，能够把这个
sex,
食饮食方面的
foods,
贪欲也断掉，
so that you can control or cut off your desire for foods, for sex
财
or sensuality, for wealth and money.
财色名食睡，
That's
给它断掉。
wealth, sleeps, foods,
最重要的意思就是这样
sex, and sleep, and name all have been
内心
broken off, abandoned.
自金刚
And second, homage to the Vajracharya who internally shown the wisdom of the self nature.
具身智，具身，你
So,
种种具身的智慧，
and Vajracharya who secretly demonstrated the innate wisdom.
已经显
So the wisdom that you're born with has appeared.
第二种上师，
That Vajracharya has shown light. So this is the second kind of Vajracharya, which is of the higher level than the first one.
的上师，
That your inner self has shown
内显自
luminosity or
金
light,
刚上师，你的智慧
who internally has shown the wisdom of the self
具
nature.
身智，全部产生光明的上师，这个要敬，这种金刚上师。
So you need to pay homage to the Vajracharyas who have inner light,
第三
that
种
has shown the inner light. And the third kind,
逆显寄生智金刚上师，逆显
the Vajracharya who secretly demonstrated the innate wisdom.
他行的逆行
That his secret conduct
很高超的，很伟大，
very superior
秘密的
and
行
very
他救度众生的方法。
great,
这一种金刚上师
secretly
生智金刚
delivering sentient beings. This kind of Vajracharyas
更高的
with innate wisdom is the third kind that you need to pay homage.
其实就是外在
So
成就的金刚上
the
师，
Vajracharya who has accomplishments in the outer Dharma, and Vajracharya who has accomplishment in the inner Dharma,
通通要
and Vajracharya who has attainments in the secret practice.
就
All
近显
we
真
have to pay homage.
诸法
And the last one is the authentic Vajracharya who ultimately demonstrated all the pure Dharma amidst the true substance.
也就是
And this is the great perfection Vajracharya.
十名金刚上师。
And this is the Vajradhara Vajracharya.
华人讲起来就是
So the first kind of Vajracharya is called master,
第二种上师叫
and the
做
second
金
level
刚
of
上师，
Vajracharya is called the
第
Vajra
三种金刚
masters,
上师叫
and the
大
third
金刚
kind of
上师，
Vajracharya is called the Great Vajra Master, and the fourth level of Vajra Master is called the Vajradhara Vajra
显
Master,
现真如就是佛性出现，
who has demonstrated true suchness, which means the Buddha nature has appeared, that all he spoke is
金
pure,
刚上师就是
that
他的
authentic.
佛性已经真实显现的金刚上
So
师。
his Buddha nature has truly
这是第一
appeared.
个解释敬礼。
The Vajra Acharya, whose Buddha nature has truly appeared.
你一
So
定要
in
敬礼
Lamdre, you need to pay homage to these four kinds of Vajra Acharyas.
我这样解释听得懂吗？
So now do you understand my explanation? Let me share a
女
joke.
儿跟父亲讲，
The daughter
你
told
觉
the
得我的男朋友
dad,
怎么样？
what do you think of my boyfriend? And
上
dad
次来
replied,
我们家喝酒那个
last time, or
女儿
the
讲
one who
对
came
就是那个
for drink last time?
父亲
Yes,
回答
she
不
said.
行不行。
And dad said, no way.
女儿就问，那为什么呢？
And the girl
父
asked
亲讲
why.
他的酒品很差，
And the dad said,
人
oh,
品更差。
he can't drink, and his character is even worse.
专门喝酒的，
Well, he's not a drunkard.
喝完酒之后，
And
他
he
竟然
replied,
说要带我去找小姐。
because after he drank, he said that he's going
有这
to
种事啊， 看我怎么
take
好好
me to
收拾
find
他。
a woman.
父亲还哼了一声，
And the girl said, really?
言而无
And
信。
the dad
现在
said,
都还没有业线，我最讨厌这种人了。
oh, I didn't believe, but he didn't keep his promise. So
珍奇，
I really
就是这个
despite this kind of person.
你看那个，
So
那他的男
this
朋友
word
带
正气 is the enticing or
如
tempting
果你
things,
的
tempting
你以为
marvels.
人之父，
If that's yours,
那找小姐应该不应该？不应该的。
if
在我
he,
们这个佛教讲起来，那是不可以的。
if you're a father, you should not go find women.
那么
That's not allowed in
正
Buddhism.
气
That's very
啊
tempting,
专门讲骗人的话，
enticing. So if
讲的
you
些无聊的话，
talk
讲是
nonsense
非的，讲是
and
非的，
you
无聊的、八卦
gossips
的，不善
and
己，
you talk
不算善己，
all this
讲妄语，
marvelous nonsense, that's
那
all
都属
this
于正
enticing
己。
words or tempting words.
这个又是关于这个女色的，
This is also
所以
about
男孩子看
women.
到美女，他说美女
A
可以
boy
聊天，
saw a beautiful lady
美
and
女回
asked,
答
Hey,
可以
hey,
的，
beautiful,
请
can
说。
I talk
这个
with
男
you?
的就对
Sure.
美女讲，美女，你
And
能
the
给
boy
我一
said,
样东西吗？
Can you give me a
美
thing?
女回答，什么东西？
And the beauty replied,
男
What
的
is
回
it?
答，
And the boy said,
给我你的爱，
Give me
给
your
我你的
love.
爱。美女回答，
And the
那
beauty
也可以
replied,
也能给我一样东西吗？
Well, can you give me a
男的
thing
讲没
too?
问题，
And
你
he
要
said,
什么我
Sure,
都可以给你。
I'll give you whatever you
没关系。
want.
美女说，
He was very
给我
pleased.
滚。
And the lady replied, Get me out of here. Or get out of here.
这个也是属于歧义，也是属于
So
歧义。
this is also that
在
enticing
佛法里面
words.
讲，不能讲歧义，不能讲歧
In
义。
Buddhism, we should not talk about this kind of
我们每一个人要有智慧，对于
this
佛
kind
教
of
是要有智慧的。
talks. You know, in Buddhism, you need to have
这智慧非常的重要，
wisdom.
因为最后
Wisdom is very
你
important
有如来的智慧，你才能够
because
了解
ultimately,
一切。
by having the wisdom of the Tathagata, you can comprehend the empty nature, you can be enlightened, you can attain Buddhahood. So the most important thing is
没有
wisdom.
做过的，你来做也不可以。佛本身有制度的，你违背了这个制度，也不可以。
So
这是戒律上的问题。
there's also rules in Buddhism, so you cannot go against it.
应该可以讲的。这个金正恩啊，在记者陪同下视察北韩航天局，
So the Kim
10
Jong
年内要让北韩的
Kim
太空人登陆
there was a rumor that the
因为美
the
国
first son
记者
of the North Korean president said that we will go to the sun, and
顿时
but
全
the sun is very high. How could you get there?
鸦雀无声，大家不知道该怎么
But
回答这个
nobody
问
could
题。
answer the
这
question.
时金正恩缓缓
And
地
so
说
this Mr. Kim
我
replied,
们晚上去。
We go there at night.
顿时全场的北韩人响起
And
了
all
雷
the
鸣
North
声，雷鸣的
Koreans
掌声。
gave a
正在看
huge
电
round
视
of
直播的
applause.
奥巴马，冷
And
笑着对
Obama
周围
was
的同僚
watching the webcast
这
and
还是
smiled coldly
天黑
to
了根本没有
his
太阳。
his aide and said, He's so dumb. There was no sun at night.
终于电视传播到这个
So
蔡英文看到了，
finally, Tsai Ing-wen saw the news, and she said, the president of Taiwan,
不是啦，是川普啦嘛，美国总统变川普啦。
so American president is not Obama, was Trump.
这个白痴啊，天黑了根本
And
没有太
Trump
阳。
said, Oh,
白宫也
what a
响起
dumb,
雷
there
鸣
was
响
no sun.
这时候蔡英文看到这个
And there was applause in the White House
川
too.
普的
And Tsai Ing-wen saw that Trump is as smart as me.
蔡英文讲
Tsai Ing-wen, president of Taiwan, said,
有没有智慧啊？
Do they have wisdom?
没有，
No.
智慧
Wisdom,
那个叫做具生智，具
the
生智，
innate wisdom,
即生智就是佛性，
That's Buddha
才是最
nature.
高的智慧。
And that's the highest
你
kind
懂
of
得佛
wisdom.
性，
If you
你
comprehend
就
Buddha
才叫
nature,
做开悟。
only
你不
then
懂
you
佛
would
性，
be called the enlightened one. If you don't comprehend
多
the
不是
Buddha
佛性。
nature, that's not
既
Buddha
然不懂佛性，不能讲
nature.
开悟的，不能讲开悟的。
If you don't comprehend Buddha nature, you
有一个
cannot talk
我跟他
about
讲
enlightenment.
开悟的境界，就是
There,
果贤
I
大
was
和尚
talking about
我
the
的
realm
启
of
示
enlightenment
已经
to the great venerable Guo
他
Xian,
问我，
which is my
你
precept
就说
master. He
请你
asked
告
me,
诉我，
Master Lu, please
你
tell
的
me,
开悟是什么？
what is your enlightenment?
我直截了当跟他讲，
And I told him
他
directly,
说哦，明
and
白
he said, okay, I understand.
只有他果贤大和尚，我直
Only
截了当
the great venerable Guo
开
Xian,
悟是什么？
I told only this great venerable Guo
你
Xian
纵然有
directly
天
what
大的智
enlightenment
慧，
is.
像
So
佛
even
菩萨
if you
的
have a great supernatural power or transcendental
不是
power
你
like
开悟，我才
bodhisattvas,
是开悟。
bodhisattvas don't necessarily be enlightened, but Buddhas are enlightened.
都不可以讲，
So
都是开悟。
even when you have such great transcendental power like the bodhisattvas, you can't say that you're enlightened
你成佛了，你才
unless if you have become a Buddha, then you can say that you're enlightened.
所以真的是要有智慧。
So you really have to have wisdom.
这个有一个人找到一个算命大师，
Someone
大师
went to a
要
fortune
找
teller
到一位
and asked,
女神
so
女友，
how can I have a goddess as my girlfriend?
就讲
We
神
know all
找到
talks
一个
about gods.
女神当女友，
So he
大师
is looking for a goddess as a girlfriend. And the fortune teller pointed to a BMW,
认为说他已经悟到了，
and the
是
man
不是
thought
要
he's
有豪华
enlightened.
的汽车？
Oh, so you need to have a
大
luxury
师
luxury car first. And
就
the
是说，
fortune telling master said, no, I was talking about the wheel,
是宝马的轮胎。
the wheel of the BMW.
那个男的就问，那你指轮
And
胎
the man
做什
asked,
么呢？
why did you point to the wheel?
大师不回答他，
And the master didn't say
你
anything.
再想想看，
Think
我指
about
轮
it.
胎是叫你是什么意思？
What does it mean when I
他始终想不出来。
pointed to the wheel?
大师到最后
But he couldn't figure it out. And the master said, oh, I'm asking you to
这个都是
roll
智慧
out, to roll over.
啊，这个都是智慧。
So this
他
is
其
wisdom.
实啊，他
In
其
the
实
past, Aji is the chef
阿基是跟一个女的接吻，他是
was
不用
kissing
讲
a lady,
前面讲出来，
and he kept talking about
但
it.
是我没有动，
And the girl
我
kissed
没
me,
有
and I
这个舌
didn't
头
move,
这样子啊
and my tongue
打来打去
didn't
啊，没有跟他舌头这样
extend and twist with
吻来吻
hers.
去，我闭着嘴，然后他吻我，
I
嘴麻麻，
closed my lips tight, and I felt that my lips were
所有
numb.
人都在笑，
Everybody laughed at him,
然后他去请教一个大师，
and
说
he
那个大师也不回答
asked for advice from a master, and the master didn't say
拿一
anything.
个篮子，
And he
黑
took
毛的篮子给他，
a half-woven basket to him,
那你给我一个没有编好的
and he asked, "Why did you give me a half-woven basket?" And the master replied, "Just continue to wove, which means to weave your lies or to weave your story."
真实性
So the last Vajracharya
什么叫真实
is
性
the
见的人，
Vajracharya who demonstrated the true
也不是没智慧，
suchness, the true nature. It's not
也不是
fabricated,
偷懒，
it's not without wisdom, it's
你
not
切实的真
boasted,
实
it's
性
not
开始，
boasting.
才是真
So
实性
that's
的见。
the authentic enlightenment. Only authentic with authentic Vajracharya
真
with
实 性
authentic
是非
enlightenment.
常重要的，非常重要。
So this authenticity is very
你
important,
如果
extremely important.
一直在说谎，没有真实
If you
性，
keep lying without
是
truth,
什么样子的上司？
what kind of master would that be? Ramani Demihan.